Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. We've got the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Detroit Pistons. And Wesley Matthews continues to remain sidelined with the injury.
Yeah, they're very happy to know that he'll be back on the court soon, but I'll be interested to see how it affects the team chemistry when he does ultimately come back. They've got a good thing going right now, and they've been playing excellent basketball without him.
Yeah, you could tell Hunter knew he was open, did not hesitate to find him.
And for the second straight time, Brent, the Atlanta Hawks made a first-round exit in 2023.
You know, it's interesting, Kevin, when a team achieves something that maybe they didn't think they were going to get to, how those expectations change. I think that's happened to the Hawks a little bit. Look, they made a coaching change. They fell short this year. With some retooling, they definitely have some pieces out there who are going to fight and are going to adjust to what it is they need to do in order to take that next step.
On the clock. Young from outside. The rebound by Ivy.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Durant. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Here we see the Detroit Pistons, Greg, a franchise known for stifling defense.
And going back-to-back with the bad boys, then the amazing 2004 title team that shut down Shaq and Kobe. When the Pistons have been great, they've had that defense-first mentality.
After all the hype in the offseason, Brent, it's nice to finally get a feel for what these teams are all about.
Well, Kevin, you know the hype train around the NBA never stops rolling, so this league has grown in popularity globally. It seems like another jump over the past 3 or 4 years. People get built up and torn down at such a large scale. That's such a challenge for today's players to stay focused on the task at hand.
Now, here is Young. 23 points his last outing.
This is a rough stretch right here for him offensively. Seems to be rushing shots.
Fires from deep. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Boy, if Ivy starts making these kind of shots, there's really not much you can do to stop Jaden.
Out to the right wing. Bay wide open, and he fires. The Hawks again can't hit. Thompson in the corner. To the inside. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Clint Capella. And GA, in your opinion, what's the main order of business when you look at the first-year Pistons coaching staff?
Kevin, for me, they got to clean up the fouling. It's often a problem for young teams, but they have the quickness and size to stay in front of people and just force contested shots.
And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. Here we are, Greg, watching Atlanta. This team has a lot of firepower.
And some great scores, Kevin. They don't just launch threes. They like to work for good shots inside the arc as well.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
It's hauled in by DeJounte Murray. Young with no one around. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, just really struggling this quarter.
Lead passes like that are so hard to defend. He never had to break his stride, so full speed, 2 points.
Now, here's Capella. Inside. Back to Young. Over Cunningham. The kick out to Young. Another miss by Young.
Well, it isn't for a lack of effort when it comes to getting up to three-pointers, but not much to show for it. He's going to lose the green light here very early in this game if this keeps up.
Now, here's Cunningham. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Lets it go from the wing. Rebound, Atlanta. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And guys, you just can't afford to give away points from the foul line. Not in the NBA. Teams are just too talented.
Yeah, it's not always just about free throw shooting, but it can be a large factor and disrupt your confidence.
Now, here is Young, following the miss by Cade Cunningham. From deep three-point land, again, Young missing.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Here's Duren. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
Look, if you're a big man that feeds the little guy, man, you deserve the ball back. Nice look from Stewart.
Here's Bay. The basket good off the assist from Young.
The good passing in the paint may be even more important to an offense than great passing on the perimeter. Those are areas where you got to be careful.
Murray down low. Young outside. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Pistons lead by 3. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Yeah, defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Now, here's Cunningham. Hasn't made one yet. Wiseman. Hills with the rebound. The Hawks trail by 3. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, there was quite a bit of shakeup in the Hawks front office last season amid rumors of discord. DeJounte Murray said, there's a lot of noise, but at the end of the day, winning takes care of it all. So we need to control what we can control, continue to come together as brothers, and try to go out and win basketball games. Kevin, back to you.
All right, that's all they can do. David, thanks. Wiseman with the bucket. Wiseman's got the lead up to 5 now for Detroit. And Bray, you look at Detroit from a raw talent perspective, they're loading up well.
Absolutely. They're pretty well balanced between what they give you on the perimeter and some of the interior force that these guys could play with, adding pieces each year in the draft, and now it's about fitting those pieces together. They have a very bright future.
Here's Harris. After the basket by Onyeka Okongwu. The shot's good from Wiseman. Johnson outside. Pass to Okongwu. Wiseman with the rebound.
The defense better tighten up on the mid-range. They're much, much tighter. You expect him to make every single one of those.
Burks can't get it to go. Up top, Okongwu. His last outing, 16 points for him. To the paint. And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Right wing. Here's Duren. Atlanta with the rebound.
Well, he creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense, not really a factor.
Pistons leading by 5. Pass to Stewart. Cunningham for 3. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
I like this attitude on this possession from Cade, just really confident getting into that J.
Bogdanovich wide open. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. Bogdanovich has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Duren. Makes it off the glass. And the Pistons lead by 7.
Just flat-out playmaking from Cade. This is why he was picked first overall.
You know, Brent, I've got to ask, now that the age of college basketball dynasties is more or less over, do you miss it?
Yeah, I don't know so much if I've ever thought about it, Kevin, as dynasties, just so much as powerhouse teams that every year you see we're competing at the highest level in the NCAA tournament. So not really. I love the open competition, and I love that players have a choice now to where it is that they can control where they're going to make the biggest contributions collegiately. This is some of what he does best. Mills can shoot from downtown.
There's a good screen. Pass to Duren. Mills with the rebound.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Griffin. And that one goes long.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
And Duren slams it in.
Great awareness by Thompson, wanting to find his open teammates whenever he can.
Down low. And Okongwu has it in the corner. Left side, Griffin. Back to Okongwu. And Okongwu slams it in.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Mills with the steal. Drives to the hoop. That evens the score. Mills has got 5 points so far.
Nice job by Patty getting to the inside there. He has such good quick feet. Tough to keep up with him.
Cunningham with it. Thompson in the corner. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Duren. Rebound, Atlanta.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
On the wing, Thompson. So the clock runs out with the score tied going into halftime. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
20.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. And here are the Pistons. Since moving to Atlanta in 1968, Greg, the Hawks have never been to the NBA Finals.
That is insane, Kevin. I mean, you think back to all the great players they've had, from Dominique Wilkins to now Trae Young. Hawks fans are hungry for a trip to the finals.
To the middle, and the dunk by Capella.
Well, take your choice. You can either foul him or watch him dunk. Well, actually, in this case, you could get both.
It's stolen by Capella. Young looking around. Pass to Hunter. Bay with it. 6 to shoot. Now Young. A 3 ball. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And that's a nice pass from Bay, willing to do whatever he can to help his team.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Here's Cunningham. Can't connect from short range. The Hawks leading by 5. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, DeJounte Murray grew up in South Seattle. He said a lot of stuff goes on. It was rough. But NBA veteran and fellow Rainier Beach graduate Jamal Murray tried to help him. Murray says he always stayed positive with me and my family. He'd say that kid has a chance. And every summer we play pickup. I knew I could be okay if I stayed working. Kevin?
And he did. D.A., thanks so much for the report.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
And you look at Jaden Ivey, Brent. First of all, he gives you great size in the backcourt.
Well, what anybody guarding him would tell you, Kevin, is he brings unreal athleticism. His first step is lightning quick. And with Ivey, you get this relentless energy. He plays hard every minute he's on the floor.
Pass to Capella. And here's Bogdanovic. Ivey defending. Back to Capella. Young outside. Burks with the steal. Here's Turin. Hunter grabs the miss.
Not sure they realize it's not halftime anymore. 4 attempts, and they're still looking for their first bucket.
Atlanta shooting their first free throw tonight.
And just last season, they were at about 82% from the free throw line. So those numbers are always going to be positive.
Not only is Young an excellent free throw shooter, he's also mastered the art of drawing those fouls.
Back to Young. Bay sets a screen. And that one drops for him. Young's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Well, defensively, they've been flat in this second half. A very different type of team than we saw in the first.
Thompson, high post. No scoring in this one.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
For Atlanta, they have started out 0 of 1 from the line, missing their only other attempt earlier. Hey, Brent, looking at the Pistons franchise, the rebuild process has been a long one.
Yeah, it's been over 10 years, Kevin, since this team has won their last playoff game. But you do have to be excited about the level of talent that these young guys have, and really compartmentally they fit together. So that streak is going to come to an end soon.
Here's Thompson. Back to Stewart. Thompson in the post. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
The craftiness on his finish helped Thompson grab the whistle on that play.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
Now, here is Young. He's got 16. Goes up, and Thompson throws it down.
And when it comes to getting up and down the floor, Thompson has few peers.
Here's Hunter. Up and in on the layup. And the Hawks lead by 10.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And James Wiseman picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
And it's the Hawks' ball. They're on a 16-6 run. Here's Bogdanovic. Pass to Hunter. Now Young. Clock at 6. A floater. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, that's the attitude that the coaching staff talked to us about before the game. Heads up, aggressive play, and right at whoever's guarding Trae Young.
And the Hawks making a change here.
Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now I think he's a big factor in how they're getting to the line.
Bagley with a wide open look. And another three for Detroit.
I'd like to see him take it there. Marvin Bagley, confident play.
And here's Young. 18 points for him. Puts up a three. A shot off that time. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. It's Atlanta. They're up by 9. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter.
38. For all generations.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. The Hawks leading by 9. Mills with it. Wiseman picks him up. Outside for Griffin. From outside the arc. Drops in the tray. Griffin's got his first 3 points of the game.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Pass to Bagley. Burks in the corner. Misses the 3.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Back to Mills. Puts up a deep 3. Rebound, Detroit.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Back to Burks. Cunningham for 3. So here's Burks. Out to Harris. Clock at 4. Back to Bagley. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Got it off in time and beat the shot clock, but it's no good. The Hawks leading by 12. And here's Mills from the arc. Sinks the triple.
Key to defending Patty Mills is that at any time you know he can pull up off the dribble and bury it.
Cunningham for 3. Back to Burks. Pass to Wiseman. Okongwu grabs the board. And it's Mills with the ball for the Atlanta Hawks. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Johnson the screen. Mills can't hit. Here's Cunningham. To the paint. Out to Harris. Cunningham outside. Bagley from outside. That one misses. Down low. And Okongwu slams it in.
Well, Bogdanovich would prefer to shoot it, but teammates so wide open, had to give it up.
Here's Wiseman. No good again that time.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Shots good by Mills.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Stewart with the steal. Here's Duren. Looking to get it going. Back to Thompson. Pass to Stewart. There's the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Stewart's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
How about Stewart stretching out the defense, and not something we see from him a ton of times.
Now here's Johnson. Guarded by Stewart. And then Johnson with the jam.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
We've seen players criticized for skipping their media obligations after tough losses, Greg. How egregious is that in your opinion?
Well, you know, they say the true test of character is how you respond to when things aren't going your way. So for me, it's important to be accountable in those tough moments.
Shots good from Young.
This guy makes those kind of shots just look so easy.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds that time. Brent, you're in a team's front office, and the voices of sports medicine experts seem to be carrying more weight than ever before.
Yeah, it's been so interesting to see the way that the league is navigating this, because it's hard to say where the proof is that load management is actually working. I mean, during the time that I was playing, I remember Karl Malone and John Stockton getting 82 games in at 38 minutes a night and never missing the contest. So we'll see if time does tell that guys will get back on the floor, play a little bit more often.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Hawks.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Trae Young.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Now, here's Ivy. The Pistons working the ball around now. Duran. Rebounded by Capella. Young from outside. Can't get it to fall. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
Yeah, you know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll wrap it.